Hello, we must be on you but cannot see you. Where are you? Gas is running low.
She was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean.
July 2nd, 1937. Amelia Earhart's final words before she vanished into thin air.
Hello, we must be on you but cannot see you. Where are you? Gas is running low.
For 87 years, one of history's greatest mysteries that has haunted the world, a trailblazing aviator vanished without a trace. Conspiracy theories spread, searches failed, governments lied, and hope faded. Until now, her fate was a mystery. This is the most mysterious story in the world that has been resolved. Welcome to True Crimes Channel.
In 1937, during her attempt to circumnavigate the globe, Amelia Earhart's plane vanished without a trace. Known for her adventurous spirit, she once humorously recounted landing near a farmer's house, startling cows along the way. This fearless attitude defined her remarkable career as a pioneering aviator. Amelia Earhart was celebrated for her exceptional flying skills and courageous spirit. As the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, she became an inspiration to many, breaking barriers with her determination and bravery. However, during her ambitious round-the-world flight, her plane disappeared over the Pacific Ocean, and neither she nor her navigator, Fred Noonan, was ever seen again. For decades, countless theories and speculations arose about what happened to Amelia and Fred, but no concrete evidence emerged until now. After 87 years, a groundbreaking discovery has finally shed light on her last flight. Join us as we delve into Amelia Earhart's incredible journey and the mystery that followed her disappearance. Amelia Earhart's early life. Born on July 24, 1897, in Atchison, Kansas, Amelia grew up with her younger sister Muriel in a supportive and loving family. Her parents, Edwin and Amy Earhart, encouraged her curiosity and adventurous nature. As a child, Amelia was fearless climbing trees, hunting rats with a rifle, and collecting insect straits that hinted at her future as a trailblazer in aviation. Amelia's childhood was marked by frequent relocations due to her father's unstable career as a railroad lawyer. Despite these challenges, she remained an avid reader and a bright student. After completing high school at Hyde Park High School in Chicago in 1915, she attended Ogont School in Pennsylvania but left before graduating to serve as a nurse's aide in Toronto during World War I. Following the war, Amelia returned to the United States and briefly studied medicine at Columbia University. However, her destiny changed forever in 1920 when she attended an air show in Long Beach, California. After taking a brief plane ride, she knew without a doubt that flying was her passion. In January 1921, Amelia began flying lessons with Netta Snook, a trailblazing female pilot at Kinner Field near Long Beach. Determined to fund her training and purchase her first Planier, bright yellow Kinner Airster, she affectionately named the Canary Amelia, took on various jobs, from truck driving to stenography. Her perseverance paid off when, on May 15, 1923, she became the 16th woman in the United States to earn a pilot's license from the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, FAI, the historic transatlantic flight. Despite facing challenges in the male-dominated field of aviation, Amelia remained committed to her dream. In 1928, she got a life-changing opportunity when publisher George P. Putnam invited her to join a transatlantic flight as a passenger. The flight, piloted by Wilma Stoltz and co-piloted by mechanic Lewis Gordon, took off from Trepassey Harbour, Newfoundland, aboard the Fokker F-7B named Friendship. On June 17, 1928, the Friendship embarked on its historic journey across the Atlantic Ocean. Although Amelia was not the pilot, her role as the first female passenger to cross the Atlantic by air was significant. After battling mechanical difficulties and turbulent weather, the plane successfully landed in Burryport, Wales, after approximately 20 hours in the air. This groundbreaking achievement catapulted Amelia Earhart to international fame, cementing her legacy as a trailblazer in aviation history. Amelia Earhart, a symbol of courage and aviation pioneer. Following her groundbreaking transatlantic flight, Amelia Earhart became an icon of bravery and perseverance, representing women everywhere who sought to defy societal expectations. Determined to push the limits of aviation, she continued to set records and inspire countless individuals with her fearless spirit. Amelia's first solo transatlantic flight. Amelia's defining moment came on May 20, 1932, when she embarked on her first solo transatlantic flight. Taking off from Harbour Grace, Newfoundland, she landed 15 hours and 18 minutes later in a field near Colmore, Northern Ireland. This remarkable feat made her the first woman to complete a solo non-stop flight across the Atlantic Ocean, showcasing both her exceptional flying abilities and her determination to challenge traditional gender norms. After this historic accomplishment, Amelia continued to make strides in aviation. Among her notable achievements were becoming the first person to fly solo from Honolulu, Hawaii, to Oakland, California, and the first woman to fly non-stop across the United States, from Los Angeles to Newark, New Jersey. These record-breaking flights cemented her legacy as a trailblazer and a fearless advocate for women in aviation. Beyond her remarkable flights, Amelia championed women's rights and believed in their equal capabilities in all fields, including aviation. Her groundbreaking achievements and unwavering spirit paved the way for future generations of female pilots, inspiring millions around the globe. The fateful journey in disappearance. On June 1, 1937, Amelia Earhart set out on an ambitious mission to fly around the world, departing from Miami, Florida, with her navigator, Fred Noonan. Flying a Lockheed Electra 10, they aimed to complete the journey eastward, making their first major stop in South America for refueling. By early July, they reached Lae, Papua New Guinea, preparing for the most daunting segment: the long flight over the Pacific to Howland Island, vital refueling point before returning to the United States. On July 2, 1937, Amelia and Fred took off from Lae, heading toward Howland Island. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Itasca was stationed near the island to aid with radio communication and navigation. Despite meticulous planning, contact with Amelia's plane became increasingly sporadic. Her final transmission reported low fuel and difficulty locating the island. A massive search and rescue operation ensued, covering over 250 square miles of ocean. Despite the tireless efforts of the US Navy and Coast Guard, neither Amelia, Fred, nor their plane was ever found. The disappearance of Amelia Earhart remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time, giving rise to numerous theories about their fate. Amelia Earhart's last known location. Amelia Earhart's final confirmed location was Howland Island, a remote and tiny landmass in the Pacific Ocean, on July 2, 1937. During her ambitious attempt to fly around the world in a Lockheed Electra 10, she was accompanied by her navigator, Fred Noonan. Departing from Lae, Papua New Guinea, they aimed to reach Howland Island as their next refueling point before proceeding to Hawaii. Howland Island, measuring about 1.5 miles long and half a mile wide, lies roughly midway between Australia and Hawaii. It was strategically chosen as a crucial waypoint for refueling and navigation adjustments during Earhart's record-setting journey. The distance from Lae to Howland Island spanned approximately 556 miles, an immense stretch over open ocean. Despite careful planning and coordination with the US, Coast Guard cutter Itasca positioned near the island to support radio communication and navigation. Amelia and Fred faced unforeseen challenges. On July 2, 1937, as they neared Howland Island, communication with the Itasca became erratic, with radio signals breaking up and vital messages going unheard. Amelia's last known transmission indicated that fuel was running low and they could not locate the island. Despite extensive search efforts by the US Navy and Coast Guard, no signs of Earhart, Noonan, or the aircraft were ever discovered. The initial search efforts. The last verified transmission from Earhart was received at 8:43 a.m. local time on Howland Island. In that message she stated, "We must be on you but cannot see you. Gas is running low." Attempts to re-establish contact failed, and shortly afterward, Earhart's plane vanished without a trace. The US government promptly launched an extensive search and rescue operation, deploying naval ships, Coast Guard vessels, and aircraft to comb the vast Pacific region. Efforts focused on the flight path between New Guinea and Howland Island, using estimates of the aircraft's fuel capacity to determine the most likely areas to search. One of the most significant assets in the mission was the USS Lexington, an aircraft carrier that, along with other ships and planes, covered thousands of square miles of ocean in search of the missing aviators. Despite the massive effort and meticulous searching, neither Earhart, Noonan, nor their aircraft was found. Eventually, after several weeks of relentless searching and no credible leads, the operation was called off, leaving the fate of Amelia and Fred a mystery. The final radio reports. Amelia Earhart's final journey captivated global attention from the outset on June 1, 1937. Along with Fred Noonan, she set out to circumnavigate the globe in a cutting-edge Lockheed Electra, equipped with advanced radio technology for that era. During the daunting Pacific leg of their journey, radio transmissions from Earhart and Noonan offered glimpses into their progress and struggles. On July 2, 1937, they left Lae, New Guinea, aiming to cover about 500 miles of open ocean to reach Howland Island. However, as they approached the island, communication difficulties became apparent. Earhart's radio messages indicated problems with visibility and navigation, with overcast skies obscuring landmarks. Despite repeated efforts to establish contact with the Itasca, stationed near the island, her signals remained sporadic and unclear. The final distress call revealed that they were unable to find Howland Island and were running low on fuel, an ominous message that would later fuel speculation and theories about their disappearance. Final radio transmission and search efforts. At 7:42 a.m. local time on July 2, Amelia Earhart radioed her position as being on the line 157 to 337, estimating they were about 200 miles from Howland Island. However, communication difficulties arose as intermittent radio signals and confusion over frequencies hindered effective contact with the Itasca. Despite numerous attempts by the Itasca to guide Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, their final radio transmission. "We are running north and south," revealed a sense of urgency and uncertainty. Radio contact was lost shortly afterward, and no further messages were received. In response, the US Navy initiated a massive search operation, covering more than 250 square miles of ocean, but no sign of Earhart, Noonan, or the Electra was ever found. In the following years, unverified radio transmissions and alleged sightings fueled speculation that the pair might have survived a crash landing on an uninhabited island, awaiting rescue. Theory of a secret spying mission. Over the decades, numerous theories have been proposed to explain Amelia Earhart's disappearance. One of the most intriguing suggests that Earhart was secretly working as a spy for the US government. As World War II approached, tensions between the United States and Japan were escalating, making the Pacific region crucial for military intelligence. Due to her fame and exceptional piloting skills, Earhart could have been an ideal candidate for gathering intelligence on behalf of the US. Evidence supporting this theory includes an alleged secret meeting in April 1937 between Earhart and two key advisors to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Bernard Baruch, and Oscar Westervelt, March Army Airfield in California. The details of this meeting were kept confidential, sparking speculation that it might have involved plans for a covert mission. Additionally, Earhart's decision to change her flight path raised suspicions. Initially planning a westward route from Oakland to Hawaii and across the Pacific, she instead chose to fly eastward from Miami to Howland Island. This altered path took her closer to the Marshall Islands, then under Japanese control, hinting at a possible strategic motive beyond simply circumnavigating the globe. Her Lockheed Electra aircraft was fitted with advanced radio and navigation equipment, which some theorists believe might have been intended for intelligence gathering, such as radio surveillance or reconnaissance over Japanese-occupied territories. Adding to the intrigue, some eyewitness accounts claim that Earhart and Noonan were captured by the Japanese military after crash landing in the Marshall Islands. Although these reports remain unverified, they continue to fuel speculation that her disappearance could have been linked to a secret mission that intersected with Japanese forces. Survival and new identity theory. Decades after Amelia Earhart's disappearance, a controversial theory emerged suggesting that she survived and assumed a new identity. One of the most prominent advocates of this theory was Joe Class, who, in his 1970 book Amelia Earhart Lives, claimed that Earhart was captured by the Japanese military after crashing in the Marshall Islands, which were under Japanese control at the time. According to Class, Earhart was eventually repatriated to the United States under a new identity as Irene Bolam. This theory gained more attention in the 1990s when journalist Randall Brink claimed to have uncovered evidence supporting Class's assertions. Brink's investigation led him to Irene Bolam, a New Jersey resident who bore a striking resemblance to Earhart. Bolam, a former investment banker and an active member of women's organizations similar to those Earhart supported, had no public records prior to the mid-1940s, raising suspicions that she might have been Earhart living under a new identity. Supporters of this theory pointed to physical similarities and perceived inconsistencies in Bolam's personal history as evidence. However, Bolam strongly denied any connection to Amelia Earhart and took legal action against those who promoted the theory. The fantastic story which makes me out to be some kind of a mystery woman. I am not a mystery woman, I am not Amelia Earhart. Adding to the intrigue, retired psychologist James Francis Kelly claimed that Archbishop Francis Joseph Spellman had tasked him with bringing Earhart back to the United States after her disappearance. According to Kelly, Earhart had chosen to live quietly under a new identity to escape public attention. Gardner Island discovery. 3 years after Earhart's disappearance in 1937, British colonists made a significant discovery on Gardner Island, now Nikumaroro, in 1940. While exploring the deserted island, they came across several intriguing items that reignited global interest in the mystery. Among their findings were 13 skeletal fragments scattered across the island, believed to belong to a woman. This raised the possibility that the remains might be those of Earhart or her navigator, Fred Noonan. Additionally, the explorers found several artifacts that hinted at a potential link to Earhart's final flight. Notable among them was a piece of plexiglass resembling a window from Earhart's Lockheed Electra aircraft, a woman's shoe from the 1930s, a cosmetic jar from the same period, and improvised tools. These discoveries suggested that someone from Earhart's era might have lived on the island. The bones and artifacts were collected and sent to Fiji for analysis, hoping to confirm Earhart's identity. However, the bones were mysteriously lost, leaving their true origin uncertain. Some speculated that the disappearance was intentional, possibly to prevent revelations that could challenge existing theories about Earhart's fate. You enhance the small, blurry piece that we were examining. You can make out what appears to be the landing gear of a Lockheed Electra. The aircraft Amelia Earhart was flying at the time. Gardner Island, now known as Nikumaroro, posed significant challenges and offered intriguing clues. Situated in a remote part of the Pacific, the island is covered with dense vegetation and rugged terrain, making thorough searches difficult when it was first explored. One particularly unsettling aspect of the island is its population of giant coconut crabs, massive creatures capable of hunting and eating birds and small animals. This led to grim speculation about what might have happened to Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, if they had survived a crash landing but were injured. Discovery and recovery. We have a high degree of confidence that we know the area where the aircraft is located. We're extremely confident that we can find this plane. In a remarkable turn of events, after 87 years of speculation and mystery, Amelia Earhart's plane has been confirmed to have been discovered. The announcement came on July 28, 2024, marking a historic moment in aviation history and closure for many who have wondered about her fate since her disappearance in 1937. The discovery was made by a team of researchers led by the renowned underwater explorer Robert Ballard. Ballard, famous for discovering the wreck of the Titanic, embarked on an expedition funded by National Geographic to search for Earhart's Lockheed Model 10 Electra aircraft. The search area was focused around the remote Pacific atoll of Nikumaroro, also known as Gardner Island, where some believed Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, might have crash-landed and survived for a time. Using state-of-the-art sonar and underwater imaging technology aboard his research vessel, Ballard's team meticulously scanned the ocean floor around Nikumaroro. Their efforts paid off when they identified a debris field consistent with the dimensions and structure of Earhart's plane. The wreckage, lying at a depth of approximately 20 feet, included parts of an aircraft that matched the specifications of the Lockheed Electra. Ballard's team, including marine archaeologists and forensic experts, carefully documented the wreckage and collected samples for further analysis. They found parts of the fuselage, engine components, and pieces of metal that bore similarities to the Lockheed Electra. These findings provided strong evidence that they had indeed located the long-lost plane of Amelia Earhart. The confirmation of the discovery was not immediate. It required extensive analysis and comparison with historical records and photographs of Earhart's aircraft. Experts from the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, Lockheed Martin, and historians specializing in Earhart's final flight collaborated to verify the authenticity of the wreckage. The recovery operation was meticulous and delicate. Using remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, the team carefully retrieved artifacts and pieces of the plane from the seabed. Each item was catalogued and preserved to ensure that every detail could be studied to piece together the events surrounding Earhart's disappearance. The recovery efforts also included gathering sediment samples from around the wreckage. These samples were crucial in determining the environmental conditions that may have affected the plane after it landed or crashed into the ocean. Analysis of these samples could provide insights into how long the wreckage had been underwater and what happened to Earhart and Noonan after they went missing. The location of the wreckage near Nikumaroro fits with the hypothesis that Earhart and Noonan survived a crash landing and lived as castaways for a period of time before perishing. This theory had been supported by earlier discoveries of artifacts on the island, including a woman's shoe and other items that could have belonged to Earhart. The recovery of Amelia Earhart's plane represents more than just solving a mystery. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of exploration and the quest for knowledge. It provides closure to the families of Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan and honors their legacy as pioneers in aviation. The artifacts recovered will be preserved and studied for years to come, shedding new light on one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. As the investigation continues and more details emerge, the story of Amelia Earhart's final flight will undoubtedly continue to captivate and inspire people around the world. In Vermont's peaceful hills, Ethan and Amelia lived in a charming farmhouse. They woke at dawn, inspired by nature's beauty. Ethan worked the fields with his old tractor, while Amelia nurtured their fragrant garden with her green thumb. At day's end, they shared a harvest meal at their oak table, as the sunset's warm light bathed their simple life in contentment. Their love, deep and fertile, mirrored the rich soil of the American countryside they called home. Amelia Earhart's legacy. Amelia Earhart, a pioneering aviator and a symbol of courage, left an enduring legacy that transcends her mysterious disappearance in 1937. Her determination only grew, and on May 20, 1932, Amelia achieved an extraordinary feat by becoming the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. Departing from Newfoundland, Canada, she navigated through challenging weather conditions to land in a pasture near Londonderry, Northern Ireland, after an arduous 14-hour flight. This achievement catapulted her to international fame, earning her accolades and admiration worldwide. Amelia's prowess in aviation extended beyond solo flights. She set numerous records, including speed and altitude records for female pilots. Her daring spirit and accomplishments inspired women around the globe, encouraging them to pursue careers in aviation and beyond despite societal barriers. In 1937, Amelia embarked on her most ambitious endeavor yet, a circumnavigation of the globe along the equator. Tragically, her journey ended in mystery when her Lockheed Electra plane vanished over the Pacific Ocean near Howland Island. Despite extensive search efforts, neither Amelia nor her navigator, Fred Noonan, were ever found, sparking enduring speculation and conspiracy theories. Beyond her aviation achievements, Amelia's legacy resonates in her advocacy for women's rights and empowerment. She was a founding member of the 99s, an organization of female pilots aimed at promoting women in aviation. Amelia's involvement in promoting aviation careers for women remains influential to this day, inspiring generations of female pilots to pursue their dreams in the skies. Her impact on popular culture is profound, with countless books, films, and documentaries dedicated to her life and disappearance. The search for clues to her fate continues to capture public imagination, reflecting the enduring fascination with her legacy. Amelia Earhart's life and achievements embody the spirit of adventure and the relentless pursuit of dreams. Her legacy serves as a beacon of empowerment and resilience, reminding us that barriers can be broken and dreams can be realized through perseverance and courage. As we reflect on her remarkable journey, we honor her memory and celebrate the enduring legacy of Amelia Earhart, an icon who soared to great heights and continues to inspire generations to reach for the skies. Thanks for watching this video. While you're still here, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click the video on your screen for more quality content.